Hey everyone, I hope you're having a nice start to your weekend. I know it's supposed to be really nice, so I hope you get to enjoy it. A few things in the greenhouse before we head outside. I bought a citronella plant, which I've been told they're really easy to propagate. So we're gonna do that next week, and I'll get the details written out. But that's something that I would like to share with others. We are going to start potting up the zucchini. Let's see, I think this is all one type. Green machine zucchini in this one. And this one is just starting to get its true leaves. So we can pot these up as well. We can put these seeds away. I sorted them all last week. They just need to be put in the bins. We can pot up more of these petunias if there's time. Maybe just in like the 4 or 6 cell pack containers. We can pot up more sweet potatoes once they have their roots. It usually happens pretty fast, so I would assume by mid next week those will have roots on them and we can pot them up. I think that's it. Oh, we have more stuff over here. I don't know that we really need more basil. I think we have plenty of it. But I have some here, so if anybody wants to pot some up to take home, I'll leave that here for that. I think I have plenty outside, and I still have some here. And I brought in from home one of these that I bought at the store. So I feel like we have a ton of basil. But again, if you want some for home, go for it. You can take that. Okay, outside. I'm still working through a bunch of plants. Speaking of basil, there's a good amount of basil out here. This bed though, I'm hoping by the end of the week, this bed, we can get pole beans in this bed. And we'll put the 3 large cages in here and plant pole beans. I've been really liking the Kentucky Wonder pole beans. But we're gonna have multiple beds, so maybe we could try Kentucky Wonder in one bed and a different variety in another bed. We could probably harvest collards again. I just did last week, but they're looking fairly sizable. I have not put cages around the tomatoes yet. I think we might use those green, like, plastic things that you kind of put the sections together. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. And I think we'll do that out here around these 6. There's a bunch of zinnias popping up, so we're just gonna leave those. But I do want to get some cages around those tomatoes this week. We are gonna finish harvesting whatever's left in here. There's just a little bit of dill. Some of the cilantro's, pretty much all the cilantro, I guess, is going to seed. And then I'm gonna get some extra soil to fill these up, and then we'll plant basil here. We'll also want to plant parsley and basil in this bed whenever the potatoes are done, but that's still gonna be a while. So we'll have to just kind of set some stuff aside for that bed. I got a donation this week there's some pretty like snapdragons and Dusty Miller. So if we get around to it, I think it would be nice to plant these somewhere. It's kind of low priority though. Let's finish harvesting the dill. There's mostly dill, but a little bit of cilantro that's again going to seed. But we could plant that, harvest this and then put more basil in this bed. There's a bunch more plants to get out. Some of these are going to Battle Academy. All this parsley we're gonna keep for us. More basil. So we'll kind of work on, if you're here this week, I might have you planting a few things. I'm just trying to like chip away at all the stuff that needs to be planted out still. We can keep harvesting on the leeks. Probably sooner than later, we'll probably just harvest this whole bed no matter how big the leeks are. But for right now, we can just harvest some of the bigger ones like that. And again, put your shovel down or get a hand trowel and push it down and pop them up from underneath. Don't try yanking them out because they'll break. We can harvest more of these. This is a mix of Swiss chard and what's that, perpetual spinach, which is basically a chard too. So you can label everything chard in this bed. Same with this bed, we need to harvest this week. We also need to weed in this bed, so if you're the one to harvest, if you wouldn't mind weeding in here, that would be awesome. Katie, if you're watching this, I put your extension garden plants in this bed, so that's where those are. Everything that's in this bed has a destination this week. I am giving out grow buckets on Monday, so I'll be here Monday morning for like an hour or so, and then I'll probably come back in the afternoon. But this bed should be empty by the end of the week. I'm also giving out plants at a mobile food distribution, so hopefully by Friday this bed will be done and we can plant pole beans in this bed as well. I planted some things along the bottom of this trellis. Hopefully I marked that somewhere. I don't know if I did. I think these might be the Armenian white cucumbers. So just be careful, like if you're harvesting in this bed and taking this off, taking the cover off, just be careful of the plants down here. Now I'm really wondering if what I planted where, because I also have, oh, there's one down here which is labeled. Oh, that's the candy roaster squash. And then this is, this one is, no, that's not sweet peas. Okay, I'm not 100% sure what that was. I guess we'll wait and find out, won't we? Hopefully it grows and we'll see what it is. I have another bed of tomatoes, which it almost looks like it's about to, no, it's not. It almost looks like it's about to grow through the cover. But we'll take this cover off and put trellises around these as well. Oh, and the green things that I mentioned, it's this. These like trellis pieces that you can kind of just put together. This stump is a tree collard, which got eaten completely down, no matter, even though I had it covered last week. And I'm waiting to just see if it's going to leaf back out. I don't know if it will. I mean, the roots are still in there, but I don't know what's gonna happen. I would really like a tree collard though, so I'm hoping that it bounces back. We do need to harvest. I did not get around to harvesting these fava beans last week. I think I'm gonna take a couple of them home and just experiment and try them, because I don't remember if I did that last year in terms of like just knowing the flavor a little bit more and like the best way to prepare it. So we definitely need to do that. We're also gonna finish harvesting all the dill and all the cilantro in this bed, which is pretty much getting crowded out by now from how big this raspberry plant has gotten. So we'll just pull that out. We won't put anything in its place. Me and Spencer dug out a couple spots that had ant hills last week. This one I've poked around in. It seems like the ants are mostly gone. There are some down here because I just found another little spot. But if we poke around in these spots and there is no ant activity, we can put the soil back, and all the soil is sitting in the wheelbarrows behind the shed. This was another spot. That spot looks okay. So we just need to fill the soil back in once we know that the ants are gone. Let me just look at my list real quick. And then another kind of low priority thing that I want to work on is doing some more anise hyssop cuttings, because I really would like to get this whole walkway filled in. So if you just take, something from one of these bushier plants, I think we can just cut off a stem, take the leaves off the bottom portion and just stick it in dirt, I think that might be the best way to propagate them. So if we just do maybe a handful of that next week and just see if we get them to root in, then we can start filling in all this section. And there's been a couple of them, like this little guy just kind of died out. I don't know why. But anyway, I want to keep kind of chipping away at that throughout the summer. And that we are going to have a good amount of stuff to do in the rain garden. That might be something that I work on if I get a couple of new volunteers. There's just like weeding kind of more along the edges. I've been finding kind of big work groups to come weed down the middle. So, but I want to kind of stay on top of some things that along the edges just to make it look nice. I think that's about it. I will, like I said earlier, I'll be here Monday morning for just a little bit, and then I'm gonna go do grow buckets. And then I should be here during my normal times Wednesday and Friday, and I might stop in like Tuesday, Thursday at some point. So I think that's about it. Thanks guys, have a good weekend.